Each of us has wondered at least once, which are the most expensive cars in the world and how much the most expensive one costs. Ferrari, Bugatti, Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, Aston Martin. Even alone pronouncing their names makes fans shiver. Engines with stratospheric powers, ultra-sophisticated components and exotic materials of aeronautical derivation, carbon, Kevlar, titanium, and so on. Top finishes and coatings. All rigorously assembled by hand. These are cars that will hardly come out of the garages of their super wealthy owners. Maybe once a year, for a few gatherings, or maybe even less. On the other hand, it is useless denying it. There is always something sublime in admiring and dreaming about owning unreachable car models, so excessive as to seem exaggerated even in a billionaire's garage. To unbridled luxury, there's never an end. For how much anger or envy this might cause, there's always a rich man ready to spend an equivalent of a national GDP for the purchase of an exclusive car. Who knows, maybe one day one of us will be able to afford a car like that and be the envy of the world. May our race to discover the 10 most owned cars by billionaires of the world begin. My favorites are the 4th one and the 7th. And yours? Let me know in the comments. So let's start with our ranking. Actually I forgot. Sign up, bell, like. Okay, let's go. In 10th place, the Lamborghini Sion. The Sion is Lamborghini's first hybrid supercar and is also the first one that was interpreted by Lego, who created one of the most complex and expensive kits ever. The real hypercar has an 819 horsepower engine that propels it over 350 kilometers per hour and from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds. The name is also peculiar because in the Emilian dialect it means lightning. The car costs just under 3 million euros. Of course, exclusivity has a price. The coupe version that we're talking about has a cost of 3 million euros. But if you wish the wind to blow your hair away, and money's not a problem, adding about 150,000 euros, you can park the Roadster in your garage. It is a pity, however, that all the specimens have already been sold since Lamborghini produced 63 coupes and 19 Roadsters. Why these numbers? It is a way to remember the origins. Ferruccio Lamborghini has, indeed, founded the company in 1963. In 9th place, Bugatti Chiron. The Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 is the most extreme version ever made of the Chiron. The name means that it can exceed 300 miles per hour, which is 482 kilometers per hour. Thanks to its engine of over 1600 horsepower, the absolute record of ground speed for a series car. However, this is still yet to see. This car costs around 3.2 million euros. In 8th place, Lamborghini Veneto Roadcaster. The Veneto Roadcaster is one of the most exclusive Lamborghinis ever produced. Under the rear hood, there's a classic 6.5 V12 which makes 750 horsepower, pushing the car up to 355 kilometers per hour. The 9 cars that have been built are sold for 3.5 million euros. The record-breaker Veneto Roadster, initially estimated at up to 5.7 million euros, is particular both for the curious cream color and for the fame of his ex-owner. This is Teodoro Ngema Obiang Mange, Vice President of Equatorial Guinea, and son of President Teodoro. The controversial heir to the leadership of the African country has also customized the Veneto Roadster with the monogram of his initials on the front hood and on the door, as you can see in the detailed photos. In 7th place, the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. The Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita was meant to be produced only in 3 examples, but in the end, they became 2. It is built in Sweden with super materials, light and fine, and can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 3 seconds. It costs around 3.8 million euros. To possess it, among the other super rich, is no less but the great Floyd Mayweather. For one used to fighting, even speeding through the streets requires a car worthy of his temperament. In 6th place, the Pagani Huayra Emola. The Pagani Huayra Emola is a car entirely dedicated to speed. Just think that the engineers, led by Horacio, have found a special paint to save a few pounds, giving the car a final weight of less than 1,250 kilograms. Really incredible for a car with 827 horsepower. This one costs just under 4.5 million euros. In 5th place, the Bugatti Devo. The Bugatti Devo was developed starting with the Chiron, but the Devo is much more extreme since it was thought to have no speed limits. The Devo has better performance in terms of lateral acceleration, agility, and ability to turn. The Devo is made to turn, the Bugatti men said at the presentation. Furthermore, they announced a price of 5 million euros. In fourth place, the Bugatti 110. The Bugatti 110 also derives from the Chiron, but in this case the tribute is to the legendary EB110 of the 90s. To sprint from 0 to 100 km per hour, it needs 2.4 seconds, which becomes 6.1 if it goes up to 200 km per hour. Only 13.1 seconds to reach 300 km per hour. The maximum speed is finally limited to 380 km per hour. In this case, the price rises to 8 million euros, taxes naturally included. The Imprenditor Tips podium of the most loved cars by billionaires begins now. From now on, only top cars. So, in third place, we find the Rolls-Royce Swepttails. With Rolls-Royce, luxury steals the show from the performance. Always been the most loved car and owned by the rich of the planet. It is in fact owned by Floyd Mayweather, Jennifer Lopez, Justin Bieber, and Jay-Z. This one in particular is the special version of a production model, commissioned by a very demanding client and obviously very rich, who wanted to replicate the style of his plane and his yacht. So, it was produced in one and only exemplary and was sold at the incredible price of 13 million euros. In second place, Bugatti La Voiture Noire. Made from the Chiron, the Voiture Noire was the car with which Bugatti celebrated its centenary. Only one was produced, sold to the stratospheric figure of 16.7 million euros. The fact that you overcome quietly the 400 km per hour is just a detail. Initially, it was thought that the new Bugatti La Voiture Noire could have been bought by the former Volkswagen Group chairman, Ferdinand Piëch. But now, the rumor is that the current buyer is the legendary footballer we talked about very often, Cristiano Ronaldo. The well-known champion, in fact, is also known for having a special taste for both beautiful women and for his numerous expensive cars. In first place, Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. The HP Barchetta is the most expensive, sophisticated, and exclusive version of the Zonda. The car with which Horacio Pagani began his adventure in the world of supercars. There are 3 of these. The price has never been formalized, but it is between 15 and 20 million euros. The peculiarity of the Barchetta is the lack of a roof, along with other stylistic elements borrowed from other one-offs. The rear bulkheads of the Zozo, the rear lights of the LM, the front hood, with additional air intakes, and so on. As unique elements, the car features brand new rims with a rubber coating of the Pirelli's latest generation, and a redesigned exhaust, which gives an extremely particular tone to the roar of this Zonda. This is always produced by AMG's 7.3-liter naturally aspirated V12. The power should be around 800 horsepower. Not bad. We have reached the end of this breathtaking ride. And you? Which car would you like to possess among these? Let me know in the comments. If you start saving now, you might just do it. Remember, if you want to achieve, then you can.